hello, hello, hey, hello, 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 hey, hello, 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 hey, hello, 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 hey, hello, hello. There's a lot going on, actually. Let me, Bob, very backlit. One moment. Probably doesn't help that it got super dark outside. Yeah, we're gonna leave it like that. It probably doesn't help that I got super dark outside because it has been edging us here as if it's gonna rain or not. Well, we know it's gonna rain. My name is Some Truth. I am an artist, tarot reader, woo-woo lady, and hoodoo baby, and I am here to welcome you personally back, or welcome to this here YouTube channel, Temperance Apothecary, where I do general love and romance and career and development readings for the collective, as well as offering personal readings if you'd like to work with me. That's all available at temperanceapothecary.com. But for today, I'm keeping a beam. I'm keeping a stick. This took everything I had to sit down in front of this camera today at about 7 o'clock. I woke up at 6:30, was dog tired because anecdote, but also spirit wanted me to communicate this. I took a melatonin last night and I timed myself to see how long it would take, but then I ended up staying up later for some more work. So I took another one. Big mistake, okay? Spirit said, let it kick in before you start doing some extra shit. Literally let the stuff work. Let the medicine work, right? So whatever medicine, whatever guidance, whatever tools you have been given to use to address whatever situation you're currently in, whatever state of being, allow those things to work and to settle and to process and be released through your body and all that fun stuff. So we're gonna keep it, I've been saying short and sweet, and I mean that. I don't know if y'all can tell, but that was just lightning. I'm gonna take it as nature's confirmation. Rather than doing our typical 6-card spread from jump, I just took 3 cards and I'm gonna let spirit do the preaching, all right, through me. And I'm not sure if you can hear it, but like I said, it's been teasing a storm all day, and the wind and the leaves and all of that stuff is flowing through. So I got my windows open, child. So if you hear stuff falling over or just wind movement, take this confirmation. We get one with nature. And if it get too crazy, I will be cutting this camera off because when the storm come, you do gotta let God be God. But that's just me. Now, let's get into this reading. What do we have? We have the 10 of Wands reversed, Justice, and the 6 of Wands. All right. All right, I like how this look. I definitely feel a part of the collective today. So whatever messages we getting, we are getting. The first thing I'm hearing is you're getting your 10s. You're getting your 10s. And I almost said a specific pile. I wanted to say pile 2. Maybe there's a pick a pile I've uploaded recently that you need to go check out. The most recent one was an urgent, refreshing message from Spirit. So maybe you need to go watch pile 2 from that. That actually might be very relevant because now I'm remembering those messages. But even if you don't, the off top message I'm getting is Spirit is coming in to bring you your things. We have the 10 of Wands, right? That's the release that is literally the end of the road. And you being able to just drop all your wands, right? You might feel tired. You might feel defeated. You might feel like, oh, brother, more. It's always something, right? And wands are an active card or a card of action, right? And they're a card of emotion, maybe lesser so than the cups, but in this particular context, it does almost feel like that Aries Libra sister sign axis where you have been doing a lot of work by yourself. You have been I just got so hot. Maybe it's the light that's beaming on me, but you have been doing a lot of emotional work, a lot of emotional labor, a lot of striving, just pushing, maybe even forcing your way to and through a finish line, right? Because it's not just enough to get to the end, you got to run through that thing, right? And that's a lot. That's a lot. That takes a lot of energy. All of these figures, with the exception of the 6 of Wands, mind you, is by themselves. So this person, despite having this town behind them, it looks like they're almost in the outskirts, or like they're trying to bring something forth to others. But this Ten of Wands is heavy. Heavy, heavy. You is the way, yeah, yeah. I actually just watched something about Diana Ross. So maybe Dreamgirls, the Supremes, that whole time, that era may be relevant for someone. But you are exhausted, as am I, friend. And with that being said, Spirit is saying, don't worry, Bookie. Don't worry. Don't worry. Don't worry. We finna handle that. We finna handle that. We are about to even the scales, right? So where others have not been showing up, not been holding up their end of the bargain, if you have not been holding up your end of the bargain, though what I'm getting from this message is that you most definitely are. You are about to receive the turning of the tables, right? The Cinderella moment where you just been working, doing your work, keeping your head down. Or maybe this is even a feeling of you feeling exhausted and having to push outside of your comfort zone. Wait a minute. Y'all, I promise you, I don't know where this came from. I have absolutely no clue. It's a bookmark that says, to the moon and Saturn, you are capable of amazing things. Hello? Like I said, I have my window open and there's some books on the shelf, and so it's been blowing stuff off the shelf. But I just noticed that this was down by the table. So first of all, take that as an affirmation. You are capable of amazing things. You are capable of carrying these wands. But just because you can, just because you are capable, does not mean that Spirit wants you to, right? Spirit is here to bring you justice. Spirit is balancing those scales. It may be you have, I claim this, Lord. All right. It may be that you have been applying to jobs or trying to get your business off the ground or posting content. And these are all personal to me. But obviously, we all share very universal experiences. You might be trying to pour into something creatively. I'm getting really hot, so I'm going to turn this off. I would apologize for it being darker, but hey, I'm a black girl. You knew that. At any rate, you have been striving. And so much so that you were starting to doubt what you were capable of, because you get to that Ten of Wands, again, upright. Oh, brother, like that is the feeling of like, if I have to do another motherfucking thing, I'm gonna lose my shit. I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna drop all these fucking wands. And you have been concentrating so hard on holding these wands. The Spirit is saying, let that go, baby. I almost said baby doll, but then I also wanted to say sweet cheeks. So it came out as baby cheeks. That's crazy, but maybe that's relevant for someone. I also just saw 818. So is that Leo? Cancer? Oh, and the lightning. Let's just go with 818. We not go deep, dig too deep for right now, right? But Spirit is saying, no. We're bringing you your things. Don't worry about it. Literally, don't you worry about it. And I like how these are just giving two different energies, right? From this Ten of Wands where we are exhausted, where we are ready to lay our burdens down, literally. Spirit is saying, yeah, go ahead and do that. Go ahead and do that, because when you do, that is when you will be able to be crowned. That is when you'll begin to receive the recognition that you will always do. That's when people will realize, oh, they've been in the gym. They've been really in the field doing their work, right? That's when the supporters that were here all along will finally make themselves present, will finally give you the community, the support, the visibility to prop you up, right? They are above the crowd. They are set apart. And so Spirit is saying, don't think that your efforts have gone unnoticed, because they most certainly have. And they are working them things on out, right? Even this Justice card, it's giving contract. It's reminding me of you now being put in a situation that is balanced, that is fair, that is harmonious. And sometimes that takes a while, right? When you get a contract, if it's, I'm hearing modeling, if it's a distribution deal, if it's just a contract renegotiation at work, yeah, we got the High Priestess and then the Empress on the bottom. It takes time to get those things right, or at least it should. When you rush into something, I'm thinking of a video I just saw with, was it Vidian 2? I think it's Vivian too, my rich BFF, if you're not familiar, but she was interviewing Victoria Monet. It's either Vivian or Amy Poehler. I know, wild differences, but that's what's coming to mind. I just know I saw an interview clip recently where Victoria Monet signed a contract for life and a half, where basically her ghost, had she dropped dead at the time of signing, would still have been obligated to hold up her end of the bargain for $2,000, 2,000 United States beans. Right, and now she's a Grammy Award winner and all these amazing things, and she acknowledged that that was a crazy deal to sign, but she was just so ready for something, for really an affirmation that the work that she had been doing was not in vain. So this is not to fault her, but I bring this up and I think Spirit has reminded me of it, the star, as I cut the deck, that good things take time, as cliche as that sounds. And so they're preparing the table, all right? And if you're familiar with the Bible quote, the scripture, child, where, the Lord will prepare a table for you among thine enemies, or in front of thine enemies, right? That is what's happening. That's what this vibe is giving. And with the High Priestess, I've been saying and seeing her a lot lately, but it's very much it's like the spiritual hotline. So you have been at this 10 of Wands, and past, present, future. All right. So you have been at this 10 of Wands exhausted. You're ready to just lay it down, stay down, all the things, right? Because you just have had so much put on you. You've had to carry so much by yourself that, and I think it finally started raining. Taking the conversation, and now I feel the need to sneeze. Is it gonna pass? It is. You have been at this 10 of Wands reversed energy, this exhaustion, this like, oh, what now? What next? And when I tell you, we're lockstep. And Spirit now in this moment is coming together on the hotline. Like this High Priestess and Justice energy is almost like, I'm getting so many social media references too. So you may be someone chronically online or just online, you be in the scrolling streets. There is another comedian, his name is Richie, I think, and he does skits where it's like you have a personal angel, or like your guardian angel, and when things are happening and you call them up, Richie is acting like that angel, right? He's acting like Peter, interceding and passing messages back and forth between God and you and all this other stuff. And so that's what this High Priestess coming out feels like, especially paired with Justice. It feels as if the High Priestess has been watching and clocking all the work that you have been doing, all the ways people have left you abandoned, your exhaustion levels, like what you can bear, right? Because there is also the adage of, I'm getting a lot of like Christian Abrahamic rhetoric. So maybe you yourself was raised up in the church, or a recovering church girl, as Jada would say, or what have you. But now I'm hearing God will never give more than you can bear, right? And also God gives his biggest battles to his strongest soldiers, yada, yada, yada. And you'll have people say things like, I want out of that package. I don't want to be God's strongest no more, which, no shade. Typically, if someone is saying that, I feel like yes, God has probably tested you, or the universe has probably put you in some situations, but to say you don't want to be on that package no more, I get it. And maybe life wouldn't give you hands how you thought it was giving you hands. And this is as someone who has been at my wit's end, like on the verge, where I have thought about consciously the things that were happening in my life and saying, this is the type of shit that gets people out on the street. Like, this is the type of shit where people have a psychotic, a psychological, a physiological, a metaphysical break, like a surrendering that is beyond this like temporal physical vessel. You know what I mean? And still, I have not asked to necessarily be opted out, because as one of God's strongest, if you will, I also am of the belief that I'm forged different. I'm built different, right? And so I'm not really sure. All right, Spirit, we just go chit chat, I guess. How that has to do Actually, no. I know how that has to do with this. That is a hard place to be when you are at a moment such as this Ten of Wands reverse where you're ready to throw in the towel. The towel has actually thrown you in. The towel has actually tossed you back. But the High Priestess is on the line and she's saying, baby, don't worry about it. Because your future is that of success. Your future is you recognizing that to the moon and Saturn, you are capable of amazing things. All right, so Spirit, can you just give me a few, and by a few, I do mean 2 or 3 cards for the collective as words of encouragement right now. Because the overwhelming message that I'm getting is, yeah, 7 of Pentacles. You truly are watching the pot boil because you're like, I swear to fucking God, if this shit does not, if it doesn't heat up any faster, like it's frustrating. I'm feeling a sense of frustration, both from myself, as I said, I am within this collective, and just in general, this energy where it's like, what the fuck? Like, dog, I need a win. I need the dub. And Spirit is saying, we working it out, baby. We working it out on the back end, right? We trying to make sure you get your residuals. We're trying to make sure you own your masters. We're trying to make sure you not getting duped, all right? King of Cups. I'll take him. And if I say he, him, she, her, they, them, we are gender inclusive over here. All right, I do believe everybody has, see, look at this. Oh my gosh, oh my days. I know you saw that flip out. It's the 10 of Swords, but it flipped out sideways. It didn't flip out, I know it was upside down in the deck, and it didn't flip out fully upright. But it's like you are, I'm hearing Girl Get Up by SZA and Doechii. Doechii and SZA? I think it's Doechii's song SZA is featured. Love them together regardless. So it's very much giving, I've been in the back, one turn, meditation, hear me girl, get up. Yeah. And then we have the 4 of Pentacles. Yeah, you've been holding on, pinching pennies, holding on to thoughts that used to keep you up at night, and Spirit is saying, let it go. Let it go, Pooks. Like, I promise you what we have. When you sit still, when you sit back, when you trust yourself emotionally, mentally, physically, and spiritually, that is when this 6 of Wands energy comes in. That's when you receive the success. And I just got hot all over again. Mind you, it's been cool as hell in my house. 4 of Pentacles, even when I shuffle. All right, girl, that's the word of encouragement. What are you trying to say by that, Spirit? What are you trying to say about it? Because right now, for our words, 4 of Knives. And then the Magician. Okay, Spirit is saying, get ready to use what you got. Right? We have given you everything that you need, even if to you it does not feel like a lot. We have given you everything you need to not only get up, what did I say? Girl, get up, but also make magic. I just heard, I want to make some sweet, sweet music. Heard you, but that's from something specific. I just can't place it right now. And then we have the 3 of Wands. Yeah, be willing to look beyond what is happening right now. And not just in a, okay, I'm forecasting way, but I'm getting very specifically from this card because their back is also turned to this King of Cups, like the rest of the spread. Be willing to turn your back on this other shit. Like, be willing to turn your back on the way things have been, the way things were, the way you've shown up in the past, right? Be not just willing, but do it. Like, that is the word of encouragement. Spirit is saying that beyond your realm of vision, beyond your realm of belief, there is so much more. There's so much more in store for you. And I keep wanting to say pile 2. Yeah, the Tower, and then we have the 6 of Pentacles. They're clearing shit out so they can give you what you need. And there may be a King of Cups figure who is emotionally very contained, but still available, who is expressive and communicative, who is entering your life at this time or offering you some encouragement that you may not otherwise have allowed in, right? And then we have the 9 of Cups. Yeah, especially combined with this 4 of Pentacles into the 4 of Swords reversed and the Magician. Spirit is saying we want to give you what you want. What you want wants you. All right? And at the same time, the only way you can do that is if you get up and start to make magic with what you have. You see how the Four of Pentacles is obviously less than the Ten of Wands and the Ten of Swords? Like, you don't need everything that you are imagining, all the hurdles that you are putting in your way, mentally or otherwise, to get done what Spirit is doing, right? You actually don't have to do too much. You need to surrender and allow yourself to be present in this moment and to imagine and to expand and to increase your container, because they're handling it. The hotline has already been called. The King of Cups, yeah, that actually is someone else's energy, because they are in line with the High Priestess, the King of Cups, and Justice. So it feels like this is very specific. If there has been a job or just a environment where folks have really played on your top and folks have, you know, made you uncomfortable, they have overworked you, they have exhausted you, they literally treat you like a mule, justice is being delivered mainly in part through this King of Cups. This King of Cups might be the person that is reaching out to the HBIC, right? The person who does make the call to say, you know what, I don't want them on that team, I want them on this one. Or they may be the person that, whether you know it or not, 2112 work, that is shielding you in some way, or is expressing feelings and emotions that you yourself cannot find or cannot bring yourself to express at this time. And that is what's giving you the space to then use what you got to make some magic. And from that place, that is when you not only receive what you want, but you experience the success that was meant for you, right? And before I finish, I want to read a note I wrote at 8:36 today. Can you see that? You're making yourself wait for it when Spirit is trying to write you a blank check. That feels like a great place to end this, because you think that if you work harder or you just keep pushing, you keep striving, you keep forcing, that is what's going to get you to this success. When Spirit is like, hold on. Hold on. Who said that? Who said, thank you, with the lightning flash. Who said that? Nobody said that. Maybe you said that. Maybe that is a belief that you hold. And I'm gonna take the thunder as the closer. I'm pretty sure that happened at 22:22, but I'm just a messenger, right? So yeah, Spirit is trying to hand you a blank check. Spirit is trying to hand you a blank check. Oh, it sounded like the sky like broke open, but I think that was just a car. Spirit is trying to hand you a blank check, and you over here waiting. You over here thinking, oh, I just have to work more. I have to struggle more. I have to strive more. That's done. That's done up, you know? We have Death, the Six of Cups, and then the Five of Cups. Yeah, you are stuck in this like nostalgic space where Spirit is like, nah, dead that shit, bro. What happened yesterday? What happened an hour ago? Cannot, does not, and will not account for the things that Spirit is doing now. Yeah, Queen of Pentacles. When I cut the... Trust Spirit, trust yourself. And last but certainly not least, we're gonna read the Phantom bookmark that ended up in my home. To the Moon and Saturn, you are capable of amazing things. That's what I've got for you. I hope you enjoyed this message. It is a timeless collective message, but if you'd like to work with me personally, I offer those readings via my website, Temperance Apothecary, and you can check us out on Instagram, TikTok, and Substack. I will talk to y'all in the next one. Bye!